Yes, and this is probably my most enjoyable one, uh, the testimony of Dave Wirkala. Now, Dave, ironically, in the witness stand during trial, he said he didn't recognize me. So during the lunch break, I took him out for a Ruben. He had been discharged as a witness, so certainly wasn't tampering with him. But Dave Wirkala was the captain of the ship that went and rendezvoused with my ship out in the Azores. Um, large seas and picking up a heavy load of 40,000 pounds of hashish. It was a monumental effort, and I believe he did it twice for me. I'm not sure. Anyway, United States Grand Jury, District of Maine, in respect Raymond Carter, John Dickerson, Eugene Kelly, Uno Ivan, Russell Odone, Porter O'Hara, Franklin Pryor, Joseph Riccardi, Bertie Teal, Leslie Wallace, Ed Welch, Philip Williams, Richard Taylor. Testimony of David Wirkala, given before the United States Grand Jury District of Maine at the United States Courthouse, Bangor, Maine, on December 11th, 1985. Appearances: J. McCloskey, Esquire. Corrine L. Keene, Grand Jury Reporter. David Wirkala, a witness being first duly sworn, testifies as follows. Examination. Have a seat. Spell your last name for the record, please. Wirkala. Mr. Wirkala, you've had an occasion to be involved in 2 or 3 cases involving smuggling of marijuana or hashish, correct? Correct. And eventually you were indicted for your participation in 1 or more of these smuggling incidents. Yes. And were you not involved for an incident which occurred at Stonington, Maine, approximately 1984? No. You were named in an indictment, were you not, in which the incident took place at Stonington while you were waiting at Clark Island in 1984? Do you remember that? I thought that was dropped. You were eventually indicted for for what smuggling incident? It was in 1979, I think, at Lusty Lobby. I'm not sure. Of that. The incident happened in 1979. You eventually pled guilty to that? Yes. And you agreed to cooperate with the government? Yes. Pursuant to a plea agreement? Yes. Do you recall what that agreement provided? It provided immunity from further prosecution. And did it set a limit on any jail time that you might receive under that guilty plea to that agreement, to that indictment? Yes. And what was the limit of your sentence? 5 years. Did you eventually get sentenced pursuant to that guilty plea? Yes. Did you receive any jail time? Yes. How much did you get? 6 months and 1,000 hours and 3 years probation. You say 1,000 hours. What does that mean? Community service. So after you get out of jail, you have to do 1,000 hours of community service. Yes. And you are presently in jail? Yes. That agreement provides, does it not, that you will agree to cooperate with the government and testify your activities in other incidents you may have been involved in? Yes. Directing your attention to 1981, did you have an occasion to act or be on a boat, the Mary Ann O, that brought some hashish off of the coast of Maine? Yes. And can you tell us how you initially got involved in that marijuana smuggle or hashish smuggling venture? With the same people that the Lusty Lobster was, that was Robert Kinney. And Tim Grigg? Yes. Did you have occasion to go out, use the Mary Ann, go over someplace and get the hashish? Yes. Where did you go? Off the coast of Africa. What is the name of the vessel that you went on? The Mary Ann O. Who else was on that vessel with you when you went to get the hashish? There was Russell O'Don and another fellow. Do you know the name of the other fellow? I think it was Ed Walsh. I don't know from what I heard here. Do you recall, do you have an independent recollection of his name? No. But in any event, was another person on the boat? Right. At the time? Yes. And after you got the hashish, you brought it back, correct? Yes. And what happened? Do you know? Where did you come back? Inside Mohegan Island. And what happened at that point in time when you got back there? We met other boats and they unloaded it. Do you remember anybody that came out to meet you and was there when the marijuana was offloaded? It was in the middle of the night. There was a large crew there. How many people would you say there were at the time? 15 to 20. And do you remember any of these individuals who they might have been? Did you recognize any of them? I wasn't paying attention to who was there, but it would be an assumption. Okay. That Kenny was there. But you don't recall now, remember, seeing anybody that was there. No. And how long did this offload operation take? Talking 5 years ago, probably an hour. Okay. Probably, I don't know. But would that be an educated guess? Right. What was the weather like that evening? It was very rough. And after you offloaded the marijuana, what did you do? Where did you go? Where did I go? I think I went to Gloucester. I'm pretty sure I went to Gloucester. Like I say, you're talking 5 years ago. Okay. Did you eventually get paid in any way for your participation in this incident? I was supposed to get paid. How much were you supposed to get paid, do you recall? I was supposed to get 125,000. Did you ever get 125,000? No. Did you ever get any money? No. What happened that you didn't receive any money for this? I really don't know. They say they didn't get paid either, the people who we were working for. So eventually we got hash. That's what it was. So eventually received some hash or product instead of getting paid? Right. And how much did you get? Approximately a pickup and a quarter load. A pickup truckload? Right. A little over a pickup load. Right. And where did the boat, when you went over to Lebanon? I didn't go to Lebanon. Oh, you didn't? Where did you go? Went at the Azores off the coast of Africa to a point that I really can't remember what the latitude and longitude was, but I had the numbers. You had coordinates? Right. And met a boat over there in which you got the hashish? Right. Where did you leave from? New London, Connecticut. And at the time you're saying, recall that Russell O'Donnell was one of the crew members? Yes. And there was another individual, do you believe, was Ed Walsh? Yes. From the testimony we have here. At the time that you went over there, did you know his name at that point in time? A lot of people had aliases. What his name was, I just took it for what he said it was. You don't recall what he told you it was at this point in time? No. Could you give us the description, please? Probably about my size, maybe a little lighter, dark hair, thin place. Would you recognize this individual again if you saw him? Maybe. I don't know whether I'd recognize him again if I saw him. You know Russell O'Donnell? Correct. You've known him for some time? Correct. What did you do with the hashish that you eventually got? I brought it down to a supposedly dealer down in the Worcester area, and I left the hash there, and I got paid approximately I got paid in dribbles and drabs, and then I didn't see any more. How much did you get? Probably 2,000 to 3,000. You never received any more money than that? No. For picking up the marijuana and picking up the hashish? No. Could you describe the hashish, how it was packaged? Tin cans. What were the color of the tin cans, if you recall? Just like coffee, like government coffee cans. No, wait a minute. We used to get coffee in 20-pound cans, and they were exactly the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen of the grand jury, do you have any questions of the witness? If not, thank you very much. The witness was excluded. Certificate. I hereby certify that the foregoing in 10 pages, is true and correct transcript of my stenographic notes of the testimony of David Wirkala, taken on December 11, 1985, in the matter of Raymond Carter et al.'s. Signed Corrine L. Keene, Grand Jury Reporter.